Coming up on today's show, we revisit a story initially recorded 2 years ago, highlighting the community outreach, the Joshua House. But today, we update this story as they celebrate 20 years of operation this week. Joy in the City True Stories is a program that highlights people and organizations having an impact in our city. All too often, we hear of the problems and the dysfunction in our culture. But we're coming with a different approach as we take a look at the good things going on right here in our community. I'm Lindsay Urban, and you're about to see what God is doing in our city.
Hi there, my name is Jim Kilmartin. I am the founder and director of Joshua House, based in Tyrone, Pennsylvania. In 1998, God put a real burden on my heart to reach out to the kids. And specifically, there was a verse that spoke to me. It was Malachi 4, verse 6, that talks about the spirit of Elijah and how God is going to turn the hearts of the fathers, needs to turn the hearts of the fathers to the children, and in return, the children's hearts will be turned to the fathers. And it really put a burden and a desire in my heart to help impact, stir up, call spiritual fathers, people that have been walking with God in the faith, to turn their hearts to the kids. The passion that we have, and I still carry as a flame inside of me, is to see men and women of the faith turn their hearts to the next generation or the emerging generation, so that they don't have to go through what we've gone through, or there's a gap there. And it is so intense and so important for young people to have somebody they can turn towards, they can lean on, they can learn from. And that has been our heart, that's been our passion. When we talk about Joshua House, it's a place where young people can find their purpose, find their destiny, who God's created them to be. One of the main messages that we continue to proclaim and share with these kids is that you're made on purpose for a purpose. That God put you on this earth for a reason, not 500 years ago, but today, for this time. And there's so many people, not just kids, but adults that are running around with identity crisis. And with that, we want people to come alongside to mentor, to disciple, to really just pour into younger people so that they can walk in a place of security, in a place of identity, and in that knowing that they're here for a reason. And when you begin to know who you are and really whose you are, then you can make a difference. And so we've been doing this for 20 years. It's been amazing to watch now the kids who were once kids, now adults, have families, business owners. One young man that I'm just so proud of, I took him to Guatemala, I took him to Belize with me on missions trips when we took groups. He's now in South Africa teaching English as a second language, giving of his life to impact younger generations. And it's to me, it's an amazing thing to watch that and see that year after year, now celebrating 20 years.
We provide that place that kids can come after school, kids can connect with mentors, kids can be part of things that bring life to them. So, for example, running club is an avenue it's just an avenue that kids can come and get fit, but also we talk about Jesus when we're there. We talk about how God has plans for their lives. And so I guess explaining it to a student, we'd say, it's a great place to be. It's fun. We always like to bring fun, but we also bring life and help you find purpose for your life when you come.
So a typical week here at Joshua House, we have a homework club where the kids will come in after school, spend about an hour where they're getting help with their homework, tutoring, mentoring, and then we provide some activities, fun and games for them, and then a dinner for them. And that's twice a week, and then 2 other days a week we do what's called a running club. A couple years ago, we just found a niche that kids wanted they enjoyed running and they wanted to run. We've done programs called Kids in Motion during the winter to help them have where fitness meets fun, and so then in the spring and the fall we opened up opportunity, and over the summer, for a running club, and it was amazing to see at first 30, 40, 50 kids, and we would actually probably have more than that, but we had to turn some away because you have to have so many volunteers to make this happen. And so then that goes a couple days a week, the fitness things, and just really teaching them how to enjoy sports, enjoy running, and then also living a healthy lifestyle. Those are some of the key things. Ms. Bugleni is our program director. She does an amazing job. And incorporating faith, teaching them how to take care of themselves, go after goals, but then and then setting that in a spiritual context as well of how they would run after the Lord, and it's been a really neat thing to watch. But then the typical week would be after school. That's the excitement. That's where a lot of things happen throughout the year. It fluctuates. We do different events. We do a Thanksgiving dinner. Last year, we served over 300 meals. I think it was around 350 meals. Then Christmas time, we help families out with Christmas and spend time with families. And then we move into a basketball league. We created what's called the Crosstown Basketball League with a couple different organizations for kids that don't play on the school teams. Maybe they like basketball, but actually right here in this place years ago, we would just come into the Armory when it was still an Armory, and we'd just play pickup basketball. The kids weren't necessarily very good, but they loved it, and they loved being together. And so it was providing opportunities and really reaching the kids where they're at. And that's what we seem to do on a regular basis. And then on the weekend, we'll have what's called Dauntless. It's really a discipleship mentoring group for kids to walk deeper and get to know God in a greater way.
Each summer, the Joshua House hosts a 3-on-3 basketball tournament in downtown Tyrone. This is one of the largest community events in the city each year.
Hoops Fest 2018. You guys ready to rock and roll? Let's do
We're on Formula 5 and we're very excited to be here.
This is the Goofy Goober fan club. We love the environment. We love everyone that comes out, plays some shut down the town basketball. Great team environment. We really love it out here. We come back next year too.
I'm Anna Haig. I'm scorekeeping today. I enjoy working Hoops Fest because the atmosphere is just great. I love basketball, being around it.
Look out for the set. There we go. That number win it, Dalen Davis. Look it up. He's going for the 100. Nice shot.
It's amazing, you know, walk around, you look at the courts and all the play and all the fun that people are having and people from all over.
Hi, my name is Jerry Perung from Belfont, and I come down to help the kids out with their thing because I think it's important and the money goes for a good cause.
It's been the opportunity to impact a generation of people that love basketball, but then also provide opportunity for Joshua House. Our passion through Joshua House is really a generation of young people to find purpose, find destiny, find what God put inside of them, why they're here, and we want to continue to help raise them up, not just to get through in life, not just to survive, but be ones that will thrive, that'll make a difference. And so it's been exciting. Thanks for coming and being a part of it. Hoops Fest 2018, just tremendous success. We're so glad that you've come to be a part of it.
It's always great to hear from the leadership as they share their vision for a community. But we also like to hear from people who are directly impacted by the Joshua House. Listen to a few of the kids and a parent on their perspective.
The Joshua House is just like special on its own. It's really cool. The programs, they're like relatable for all kids, like in like elementary school to high school to middle school. It's just really great. The atmosphere is really like set well because like everyone's Christians there. Like the workers are, it just, you can feel like you can relate to them. It just feels really good.
It means a lot to me. I can get together with my friends, and it's just a positive way to get together with friends and enjoy myself.
I love it. It relates to Christianity a lot, and because not a lot of places do that, and we have faith talks and stuff, do a lot of things.
Like somewhere to go after school, and it really helps.
Why?
Because it helps me like with my running and running club, and it helps me with my faith in God.
I've loved about Joshua House because they make running club for you, so then you can get better at running instead of being home and being lazy and not get much exercise that you need to.
Well, all the coaches are so encouraging. It's always a place that you can just feel comfortable with because everybody around you is encouraging. They're not going to judge you about who you are or what you like to do. And it's just kind of like a safe place that you can go out. Even if somebody's not being so nice to you at school, when you're there, it just feels like they're your second family.
They always have games there. They have, like, we would run a mile, and we would, like, run that mile, and we would go back, and we would get a drink, and if we had a snack, we would eat it.
All the after-school activities they do, I think that's kind of fun. I don't know, because it's just a fun place to hang out, and I like it.
It definitely has brought me closer to God, especially with Compassion Commission, where we went down to Baltimore to serve for a week. That I really enjoyed that. It definitely brought me closer to God.
Well, like I said earlier, the adults, like, you can talk to them about anything. They understand because, like, some of them have actually been through that stuff. They all have their own stories about how they've ended up coming to maybe like J House or even to Tyrone, and it's crazy, their stories, and you can just relate to them. I've had several personal problems too, and I've talked to them about it, and they've really helped me through it.
Well, they're just really athletic. It's a lot of fun. And even if you're not very athletic yourself, I personally am not the best at sports, but they encourage you to try, no matter how good or bad you're at, and nobody will laugh at you. I mean, there's always that pressure when you're at school or around your other friends about like being the best, or about, oh, if you're not good, I don't want you on my team. It's not like that here. It's more or less like you're gonna try it and you're gonna have fun, and it doesn't matter how good you are or bad you are. This is just supposed to be fun and encouraging and uplifting, so that when you go back the next day, you can try it and you can be surrounded by those people who you know will not judge you. And it kind of lets you know for outside events who you can trust, who can uplift you rather than those other ones. And it kind of helps you to be prepared so that whenever you go out for other social events, you can see how to be encouraging to other people, so that you can make those people who haven't gotten the chance to have this wonderful experience, you can help them have a taste of that.
I do have two daughters that are in 6th and 8th grade, and they have been coming to Joshua House. I think my daughters in 8th grade came to a camp here in 1st grade, so it's been quite a few years that we've been trying to been a part of Joshua House. It gives them an opportunity to come and grow in their faith, because a lot of they don't always have that chance, and they have, I think one of the best things for them has been the leaders. The leaders here have just shown grace and kindness to these kids, and they come home excited. You can tell that when they come home from an event or a camp, that spiritually they're impacted. Sometimes as a parent you get a little frustrated with your kids, and you watch the leaders, and they're so passionate and in love with what God has given them the opportunity to do, and that love and passion just goes into the kids, and sometimes it's just a breath of fresh air for me as a parent to see this.
I want to inspire everyone out there to come join running club. If they like it, they'll love it if they join. Do you ever want to get up and have some fun? And if they would say yes, I'd say you might like to come to the Joshua House, and we have lots of fun, and you would have lots of fun doing it.
It's an honor to me for all the people that walked with us volunteered of their time, volunteered of their finances, volunteered of their prayers to carry on that flame, that heartbeat for the kids, for the next generations. And 20 years is a long time. We've seen a lot of stuff, saw a lot of amazing stories, amazing testimonies of lives that have been changed, transformed, impacted. We've seen a lot of sad things. I've visited the prisons way too much over my life. I've done too many funerals. And I'll be honest with you, some of those things are the things that stir me and say, I don't want to do another premature funeral. I don't want to have to go into the prisons because kids weren't directed properly and they become young men and young women that make all those wrong choices. We understand that happens, that's part of it. But man, our heartbeat is to see young people turn their hearts to the fathers, but so much more turn their hearts to the Heavenly Father. And when they do that, we begin to see culture and the community and everything around us begin to change for the better.
As we close today, we want to say congratulations to Jim Kilmartin and the leadership of the Joshua House on their 20-year anniversary. Thanks again for watching Joy in the City, True Stories. Join us next week as we highlight another person or organization having an impact in our city. Be encouraged because God is moving in our city.
God is on the move.